Hello, and thank you for joining us. This video is brought to you by the StreamingAdvisor.com. Tailor your entertainment with streaming. And what we're looking at here is Matricom's latest firmware build. This is Firmware 1.4 for the Gbox Q. And just so you know that I'm really in 1.4, I'm just going to show you in the settings. Some of these firmwares look really similar, and I just want to be authoritative here. See, firmware 1.4 on Android 4.4.2 on the Gbox Q. So now that we know that that is where we really are at, let's show you around a bit. This firmware has a launcher that should look pretty familiar to you by now, but if you haven't updated to 1.3.1, you might notice some major differences. A lot of people start off on 1.2 because it ships that way, and now there's a very different look to it. So, for instance, you notice these highlights, these blue highlights, and the sort of transparent buttons we've got here. That's a different look, and it's consistent throughout. All of the apps have a nice blue hue to them. Also, there's a very different deal under system settings. You'll notice here you can go straight to the Reboot recovery menu, which is great. There's no need to hold down the power button or use a toothpick or anything. Under About, it just gives you a little section about what it is. What's new will give you information about, change logs and things like that. Tutorial is just sort of a basic explanation of what is here. It's not real in depth right now. And the big deal, though, is the Gbox Manual. Take a look at this. Oh, brother. Come on now. There we are. Okay, so under the Gbox Manual, you've got a whole group, just an entire section on how the thing works, and it's right there for you. No, you don't have to bounce around on forums to find basic information, and it's set up so that it's a bit interactive. So you go into display, it explains it. The operating system, it explains it. Shows you how to get going, and it also provides these good pictures that shows you how the firmware is updated. So I think that that is a really helpful feature to add. Like I said, it started off, I saw this on the 1.3, but now it is on the 1.4 also. Another interesting change on this is the updater has a different look. See this is no more black screen. It's just very forward, very obvious, and you can change your update types here to fast or slow depending on how quickly you want to get information. Right now there's nothing new, so there are no updates found. Now something you might want to do when you get set up is you may find that the screens don't quite fit. That is a difference. There used to be the option for the Gbox settings, but now all of that information is under advanced settings. So if you need to change a display, you go here into the advanced settings, go to display, and adjust the display position here. So you can make it bigger or smaller, and just follow the instructions as to the red lines. And that's that. Nothing's more frustrating than when you get into a system like this and you can't quite read the whole screen. In general, I think that this is a really nice update. If you already have 1.3.1, you might want to wait until it comes out automatically, because right now you do have to do it manually. But in general, the system settings differences are pretty tremendous. Being able to go right into the reboot and recovery menu from the machine itself without having to use a toothpick or hold down the power button is really great. I also really like the Gbox Manual, and the system updates changes just simplifies things a bit for you. You can still, like I said, change your rows around and access your network settings. I just think that this is just a good step up. I hope this video was helpful. If you thought so, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, check us out at thestreamingadvisor.com for more in-depth articles, streaming news, and reviews on products. I'm Ryan Downey, the Streaming Advisor. Stream on, my friends.